Hello, my beautiful Geminis. Honest Am here, the creator of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another monthly empowerment read where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlemagne the God, it will not stop me. Angel number 23. Let's get into it. God, what messages do you have for my beautiful Geminis to become the alchemists of their lives, to help bring heaven on earth, or just to do magic in public? God, what messages do you deem worthy for them to hear at this time? What potential blocks, obstacles, or manifestations may be in the way? Please deliver these messages to me and through me as clear as possible. In God's name I pray. Angel number 53, guys, make sure you check out the description box below. There are always additional information as well as information about me, booking, and honestlysis.com. Also, if you like this video, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you really fuck with it or if I touched you at all, please give me your key takeaways down below. And if not, or if you really fuck with it, please make sure you subscribe. All right, guys. So, Gemini. So, I love this though. I really love this message for you already. Oh my, getting all these burps. Okay. Actually, hold on, Gemini. I'm sorry. I need to drink. I'm sorry, I just had to eat something because I was like starving. Might be eating me a salad in a minute. Let's get into it. 144. So Gemini, your month of February is going to be all about insecurity. And when I see this insecurity, it's a red card, which means it's dealing with our our root chakra, which deals all about like our foundation, what we believe about ourselves. And I feel like with this message, the message that I'm getting is God wants you this month to really focus on those things, those devils, those things that you tell yourself that get in the way of really going after your dreams. He wants you to look at that. Look at those insecurities. Look at the ways that you could be potentially holding yourself back from getting the dreams and the things that you truly desire. Angel number 223. Because underneath this is growth, and we see growth. It's like a corn stalk or whatever, but the green card is all about our heart, and so there's like literally two hearts here, and so that's why God really wants you to pay attention to what your insecurities are. Pay attention to the things that you take to heart, because those things could be potentially blocking you from actually reaching your goals and realizing your destiny. God says that if you take this information that you get from this reading and you really look at your insecurities, then it will give you the growth that you ultimately have been looking for, and you will be able to go on the road of your desires. Moving into March, we have enlightenment. So God said, you look at your base, you start following your heart, you'll begin to stand in your power. Going into the month of March is all about enlightenment. So enlightenment and balance. Look at that. All right, so let's get some more messages out here. You don't have to take my word from it. Let's look at this insecurity. It's the first chakra. Let your intuition be the guide. Demon red rainbow. Energy turned within can lead to fear and stagnation. They talk about that in Soul. Courage is necessary if you are to be fearless and move forward. This is a message to grow up inside into a greater energy and to invoke courage from the angels to progress. It's so funny that message came out. I actually just did a daily daily motivational video where I talked all about childhood wounds and what happens when you create from a place of insecurity. And the example that I gave was Michael Jordan and Wendy Williams. Now, while both of them have reached great heights and, we know them to be successful in their careers because of how they really felt inside, they weren't really, to me, I don't look at them as success stories. I actually look at them, I'm not going to say failures, but I look at them as seeing like what happens when you create from a place of insecurity. Like that's why Kevin was able to come in and fuck Wendy stuff up and take all this, have this power. Yes, why he helped her, she also helped him. He saw something in her. He saw that she was going to rise and he latched on to that. And she latched on to the idea of this little fat girl that was on her inside of her. She had this cool hip hop dude, this cool hip hop street dude that liked her. And she allowed that to just override all of her desires. And now she's like, I don't care what nobody say. You can feel the bitterness that she has. And if that man would have never had a baby, she would have stayed with him. And so it's like, yeah, she may be successful. She may have a lot of money. She may have an apartment overlooking the Hudson River. But how does she feel about herself for real? She said to her, I was watching the documentary of What a Mess, and it was a mess. And it was literally just like she was crying, and you could just tell like she was so miserable. And so I feel like what God is saying, really look at your life. Really look at these things you take to heart, because do you want to base your reality on that? And I know for sure I don't want to do it. I was telling who was this, Taurus, all about how I'm in this place of isolation, but it had to happen because I realized that so much stuff that I was doing, the friends that I had in my life, the people that I were around, even the things that I were doing, it was all based on this place of insecurity. So yes, the tower had to completely fall down in order for me to have growth on a fertile ground. And that's where God is trying to get you. Angel number 611, let me shut up and get you some more guidance. The greatest adversary is the one on the inside, the one living inside of me. Bob is an inventor, yet never finishes anything. He always gives up on his projects, convinced they are useless. One day, he finishes something and is elated until a demon appears taunting him. The demon red rainbow is comprised of our greatest fears. In a dream, Bob discovers that he can distinguish between real and imagined fears. The demon red rainbow can no longer stop you from realizing his dreams. Guys, if you have any Taurus in your chart, if that's your rising or your moon, please look at that, because I really feel like these messages are related. When I was hearing this message of Bob discovers that he can distinguish between real and imagined fears, I was just telling Taurus all about how the mind is nothing but a storage container. And so anytime you feel a trigger, you feel this moment of insecurity, it's coming up because it's looking at the things that's happening to the past, it's comparing it to what you've done before. So if you had a bad experience, your mind is going to bring up all of the stuff of a bad experience. Just think about what you type into Google. Same things happen in your mind. Now, when you are doing something new, different, out of your norm, your mind is going to still like indicate this fear, but it's happening because it's like, I don't have any files to compare it against. This guide is trying to tell you how to overcome that, knowing what is real and what is imagined fears. And it's all about addressing the voice, the voice on the inside, addressing the insecurities and the demons that hunt you. The red demon can no longer stop him from realizing his dreams. Miraculous changes lie ahead. Life always takes a turn for the better when we face our demons. Stay on course. Trust that an ally will appear. The gift of adversity is never given without the ability to overcome it. Do I listen to my fears? How can I tap into it? And so, Gemini, I really strongly feel this message of do not allow fear to dictate and rule your judgments. Last year, I made a rule that I'm continuing to incorporate in my life, that I would never allow fear to dictate my movements or what I do. So often, because that same thing I was telling you about the mind, is so often we don't do things because we're just like, oh my God, I'm scared. But it's like, it's just a natural feeling. And so sometimes you have to feel that fear and do it anyway. And I found this very funny that it says that you have to trust that an ally will appear, because going into your month of March is enlightenment with an ally appearing. And so what I feel like God is saying is that you are your biggest block. Same thing with Taurus. Definitely, if you have some Taurus in your chart, make sure you look at it. But you are your biggest block because you're stopping yourself. You're allowing fear to dictate your life. And God is saying, don't do that. If you really want the growth that you ultimately desire, it's time to override that. Let's get some more information about growth, and then we're going to go ahead and dive into these cards. We're discovering the wisdom of the heart. Grass. This cards indicate personal commitment and following one's heart. It is about honoring your growth and the growth of others. There is a sense of courage and abundance and an ability to stand tall. This is a time to uphold what your heart knows to be true. So God is saying, I feel like you guys have been feeling, you've been hearing this, you've been having this constant thought over and over in your mind. It's either an idea, it's a book, it's a YouTube channel. It's something that you desire, something that you really truly want to do. But instead of going after it, you're allowing your insecurity and fear to lead you. And so you're just allowing it to just be a daydream. And God is saying, no, override that. Go on this quest and watch their enlightenment and becoming an alchemist and all your dreams come true. Watch you come into balance. All right. Growth. Your message is best expressed when your message is best expressed when you are uniquely you. Grass is excited. He is ready to tell his best friend Weed that he is gay. But Weeds reacts negatively and is the first of many judgment encounters for Grass. For years, he is turned down for jobs and even when he applies for an apartment. Grass fights for the right to live where he wants and wins. But soon after he moves into a new apartment, someone breaks in and attacks him. In the hospital, his loved ones gather sharing stories of who Grass was to them. He dies, leaving behind his legacy of love and courage. Grass says break away. It may be time for a change of scenery, visit a foreign country, embark on a new enterprise, or learn a skill. Most importantly, grow. What have I outgrown? Am I willing to be independent? Angel number 1120. And so I was about to call y'all Taurus. Y'all have to, if you have it, make sure that you check it out. Also, I just did a daily message that talked about going on an adventure or talked about taking a break. Again, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if this message is touching you this way, because there's a lot of information and a lot of synchronicities that's going to help you further on the path and on the road to your dreams. But this message, God is saying it's time for you to grow. You've been feeling these angst, you've been feeling all these things, and he's just asking you, do not allow fear to lead. God, what information do you have for my beautiful Geminis to help them overcome insecurity and growth? God, what is their attitude currently towards their dreams? What is their attitude towards growth? God, how can they overcome that attitude? How can they make their way to be true to themselves and be unique to themselves? How can they go after their dreams and not allow fear to lead? How can they allow love to influence all of their decisions, God? Make it as plain as possible. All right. Okay. Oh, wow. So beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So God is saying that you're currently in this place where you're starting to recognize your power. This is the Page of Coins. We see that this man, it looks like he's been on an adventure. We see some mountains in the background. We see this trail of water, which me always signifies emotion. So what I feel for you, Gemini, I feel like you have been looking at yourself. You have been on this road. You have, I feel like you're starting to deal with some of your insecurities. I feel like not even starting to deal with some of your insecurities. I just feel like you're starting to see your growth. You're starting to see your power. You're starting to really, you've been on this road. You're starting to see, okay, yes, I can do this. I have the power to change my life. And I feel like this message is coming about because God is trying to get you to really get to true success, to allow you to be at a place where your inner child is leaning, to a place where you are not afraid to just be yourself no matter where you end up. Again, I did a daily motivational video about learning how to achieve success, be successful, and staying true to yourself. Angel number 1355. And that's why God is having you go through this process of looking at your insecurities so that you can, get that ultimate success, that ultimate happiness, that ultimate abundance that you ultimately desire. The reason why God wanted you to look at that, because right now we have the King of Coins, but right now he's reversed. When you see the King of Coins upright, you see somebody who is sexy. I don't know, for some reason I just saw Joey Badass, but you see somebody who is sexy, someone who's confident, somebody who knows that they can achieve themselves. They are confident in their ability to manifest. They're confident in their ability to bring wealth to themselves. They're confident in their ability to gather things and gather wealth for their family. for their family, right? But this came out reversed. So that's why God is saying, yes, you're starting to see your power. You're starting to see tangible goals. You're starting to see little manifestations, but you're not seeing a big thing because you don't feel it inside. You don't feel like you're abundant. You don't feel like you really, truly have the power. It's kind of like you see it a little bit. You're like, can I do this? I think I can do it. And that's why God is saying he wants you to really look at your foundation, to really set yourself on a solid foundation. And the way that you do that is by looking at your insecurities, looking at your limiting beliefs, and looking at the things that keep you up at night. If you do start looking at your belief, if you do start feeling like the king of coins, then you will be able to get this ace of cups. Which the ace of cups is, this is like a hand coming out of nowhere. You know, God gives you the assist, the investor come in, you get that random DM, you know, all of this beautiful thing will come. But God is saying, because of how you are influenced, you know, like how you are currently, because you're feeling insecure, because you are, you know, you don't feel as abundant as you truly are, you're not able to see this blessing that's come. The blessing could be here. God could have this coin right here, but because of your attitude, because of the way that you feel about yourself, you won't be able to attract it. It's just like, you know, when you're looking for your keys and you're looking everywhere, and the keys are in the door. And so it's like God is saying you just have to, and I know that was a random example. I think it's my keys in the door. That's such a random example. But I say that to say that it's like God is saying, it's like this perception. It's like either you can, it's the glass half full or the glass half empty. Either you can look at everything that is happening to yourself right now and you can see yourself as saying, oh, I am realizing my power. I'm starting to feel strong. I'm starting to get confidence. I know that this blessing and that this new beginning is just around the corner. Or you can look at it and say, why haven't I not gotten there yet? I don't feel like I can do this. And then you're not going to get it. So God is saying it's really time to change your attitude. It's really time to look at your foundation, looking at your limiting beliefs and those insecurities. Because what God is trying to do, all of this message, the whole thing that he's trying to get this to do is so that you can become the fool and that you can start going on this path of your enlightenment and you can really see your power so that you can create abundance and create a life from yourself from a place of strength and from a place of clarity and not from a place of lack. From a place of lack or insecurity. Okay. All right. Let's get just one more card out. God, what message do you have for my beautiful Geminis? What happens if they go on this? They take this advice of this reading. What if? Actually, God, I'm sorry. Cancel the app. God, what's a tool that they can use to help them overcome this insecurity? How can they stop letting limiting beliefs and fear guide their decisions? God, how can they become triumphant and allow the inner child to lead so that they can become the king of coins and get that fresh new start? God, what tool do you have for them to go on this journey of becoming the full and enlightenment? And becoming an alchemist of their life, God. What message do you have for them? Make it as plain as possible. Lots of coins. So this is about wealth. This is about job security. This is about you being in a dead-end job. You don't think that you can have anything better. Oh, no, this is about you have a job that is giving you some money, but you don't really want to do that job. So you have this side hustle that you've been doing on the side. I get the idea of music. And you've been creating music. You've been able to see little things. You know, maybe you've been having industry contacts here and there, but it's not enough for you to feel like you're powerful enough. It's not enough for you to feel like this can be a life that you need to lead. And God is saying, you just need to change your attitude. Change your attitude and watch everything come for you. All right, God, that was a very, very specific answer. Whoa, these messages getting better and better. Y'all make sure y'all stay because they're getting better and better. I'm getting better and better. The messages that came out is I can follow the trail of good feeling thoughts. God is getting you to know that you can go on this road of enlightenment. You can go on this journey of being the full and having all the growth and the abundance that is ultimately meant for you. If you just follow the trail of happy, if you just handle the trail, follow the trail of happy feeling thoughts. God is saying you don't need to know the big picture to get here. You don't need to know how you're going to become the king of coins. Just become it. Just walk and act as though you are it. Most people put anything that earns money in the category of things they must. Most people have put anything that earns money in the category of the things that I have to do. What did I just say? You have a job, you're successful, you like your job, but you really don't want to do it. And that is why the money often comes so hard. If you are wise enough to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts by deliberately looking for positive aspects along your way, you will come into a vibrational alignment with who you really are and with the things you really want. And once you do that, look at this. Hold on. If you are wise enough to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts by deliberately looking for positive aspects along your way, you will come into vibrational alignment with who you really are and with the things you really want. And once you do that, the universe must deliver to you a viable means to achieve your desire. I don't know how fucking plain that can get. I know the guy saying stop letting fear lead. Just go. Just go on this quest. Just allow. Face your fears. Face them demons. I've been in isolation. And what I realized is, oh, it's not that bad. I like my company. I like my energy. My energy feels good. I like being able to commune with God and spirit. I like the people that I attract from this place and not from the other place. Okay? Last message. It is not my role to make others happy. It is your role to keep yourself in balance. When you pay attention to how you feel and practice self-improving thoughts that align with who you really are, you will offer an example of thriving to those who will be of tremendous value. You will offer an example of thriving that will be of tremendous value to those who have the benefit of observing you. You cannot get poor enough to help poor people thrive or get sick enough to help sick people get well. You can only uplift from your position of strength, clarity, and alignment. So God is saying, stop worrying about what other people think. Stop worrying about if, people are going to be like, oh, he fell off. Whatever. Everybody think it's crazy until you become, the top. Everybody thought Kanye was crazy until Kanye became Kanye. And then it was, oh, he was always like that. He was this. But before, he was just the guy that used to talk a lot of shit. It's always crazy until you do it. Last message. God is saying my attention to it invites my essence of it. So I automatically feel like the blockage that you're having is that you are allowing fear to lead. You're allowing negative emotions and negative intentions to override who you are. You're allowing those things that were said to you in childhood to affect who you are. You're allowing your friends and the way you look to society to affect how you move and what you do. But let me tell you something. Only you are going to die your death. When you go in that casket, your mom doesn't go in there with you. Your husband doesn't go in there with you. Your best friend doesn't go in there with you. You go in there alone. So God is saying, if the reason why you're not going after yours, you're not going after the things that you desire because you're worried about other people, worried about all of the things that you have to do, your responsibilities, it's the life mask. Put yours on first and then you can save others. For the others of you guys, it's just your insecurities. You're so scared. You're like, what? I don't want to go in the unknown. What if I don't know? What if I'm not strong enough? What if I don't got it? God said you got it. You just got to feel like you got it. You got to face these demons. You got to see how powerful you are. You go through this process of seeing that enlightenment and a brand new burst of passion is coming your way. All right, God, last message. What comes for my beautiful Gemini if they take the advice of this reading and allow love to lead? What if they start to follow those trails of good feeling thoughts? What if they stop focusing on what others think and just stand in their power and allow their inner child to lead? What if they know they are the ace of coins? What is this new beginning that's come? What is the growth that will enter in their life? God, tell us what comes if my beautiful Gemini begins to go on this journey of realizing their dreams. Make it as plain as possible. Beautiful energy, Gemini. You got this. It may seem like it's a lot, but yours is small, boo. You just got to block out the outside noise and focus on you. Face your fears, boo. Face it. Face it and you'll overcome it. Angel number 2438. Signs. Opportunity. God is saying you go through this process of looking at your insecurities. You go through these things that keep you up at night. You release other people's expectations and just stand in your power, knowing that you got it. Then that opportunity that you were looking for will come in. That sign that you will be looking for will come in. And then you'll be off to the races on your road to enlightenment and realizing your dreams. All right, y'all. That is all the messages I have for you. If it was beneficial for you, please give me your key takeaways. If not, at least give me a thumbs up. Until we meet again. Dream those dreams and never let the internet rush you, and never ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Namaste. Angel number 2520 and 2510. Mwah. Take care, y'all.